the educated elite of our state, quite guessing whether we like it or not, and the enlightened, that we have a moral obligation and a responsibility, first and foremost, we can list out the statistics and we can compare it and see what is the level of maternal mortality rate when PDP was in government and when APC is in government. What is the state of our healthcare when APC was in government and when PDP is in government? What is the state of our education when PDP was in government and when APC is now in government? What is the state of our agriculture when PDP was in government and when APC is in government now? What is the state of our infrastructure, road, water, and every other thing that is necessary to lay the solid foundation for our development, transport system, and the rest of that? What is the state of those things when PDP was in government? They launched in Gombe line. How many vehicles were launched? What did the PDP government did under Gombe when they were in power? What kind of thing they did? What did Gubernatorial did when they were in power? Honorable Lazarus is here. Let's not deceive ourselves. We, the people, can determine and can change this narrative. If we are very serious about our state, kamar yadda ka faɗa, mulki daga Allah ne. We don't believe that kan cewa gezo zai ba mu sarauta. We believe firmly that kan cewa Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shi zai wannan abun, and it is from him, but he will use us, we the people, and I'm sure we are wise that kan cewa we can get there. Kamar yadda Barde ya faɗa, we have made 7 promises, or rather in our agenda we have 7 core things that we think we can do in order to ensure that kan cewa jihar nan ta ci gaba. First and foremost is governance, and I will talk about governance a little bit in a very different way. We believe that kan cewa in babu shugabanci na gari wanda zai maka adalci, wanda zai maka gaskiya, wanda zai rike maka amana, then we cannot get anywhere. Kamar yadda na fada, kamar yadda shi yana ya fada, former deputy governor, me, I never believe siyasa yaudara ne. I never believe siyasa ƙarya ne, and I never believe siyasa yanzu in zauna da ku ne and make empty promises just to get to a seat. I don't believe in it. I believe that Kenchua, as I said, is a noble cause. If you're pushing it, the Kenchua, you must look for it vigorously and be very fair in your dealings with people and do it for the purpose of service. Yes. The leadership is about service. That is what I believe, totally. And the leadership is about giving and not taking. Yes. And therefore, in these 7 wheels of progress that Muke believe in, the first and foremost thing is that you must provide purposeful, pragmatic, honest, and sincere leadership. So long as you're not able to do that, then there is no foundation for anything, and it cannot move forward. I believe that there are 2 major stabilizers in governance. 2 major stabilizers. If you're able to hold these 2 things, then we'll be very free. And I will connect it back to your own demands about your outstanding pensions, gratuities, and retirement, and arrears, salary arrears. The fact that Kenchewa, we must find a leader who would honestly and truly safeguard our treasury is the most important thing. Anybody who cannot safeguard our treasury or protect that treasury, okay, and will only be there to help himself when they can only use the name of government, wanda nake kira ana fashi da sunan gwamnati, who is a kleptocratic leader, wanda yake sata da gwamnati, then we will have fundamental problems, and that is why there is no resources to be able to be used in resolving most of these issues. Secondly, and most importantly, I believe that Kenchewa, we must safeguard the integrity of our public service. That is why I said 2 key stabilizers. You must protect the treasury from looting. You must find a leader who is committed to that. And secondly, you must make sure, secondly, you must find a leader.
Go talk to them now.
Sorry. sorry that for the instruction, because it's a very serious issue that we're discussing here, and I think I should bring it to our attention so that we can have understanding. The second most important thing, Kameda Nafada, dole ne mu samu leader that will ensure he safeguards the integrity of the public service. Yes. I said it over and over again that it's easy. Corruption for me is not so much of a problem if and only if the country or one person there, you can isolate that case and deal with it. You can arrest the person, you can investigate him, you can prosecute him, and you can jail that person. But when you have incompetent and highly compromised people in key leadership positions across the public service, then it becomes a cancer, and you cannot uproot it. And no matter how you intend to protect the treasury, you can never do that, because one tree does not make a forest. Nikade don't in a governor, I doubt it so much that I will be able to make a forest if we do not work together jointly for a common purpose and for a common goal and for a common goal. And therefore, it's important that we have people of impeccable character and of integrity, who you guys were, and continue to provide that leadership and ensure that they're in the public service, then we'll be able to deal with that. So if we're able to deal with these two major issues, then we won't have major problem. Now, going back to the issue of protecting the treasury, if we do not have a leader who is basically looting the treasury, there will be enough resources. And I'll give you an example. When this government came into power, it claimed that the state government of Gombe left 110 billion in outstanding loans. That is not true. What was left behind was 70 billion naira loans, and over 80% of those loans, I can tell you, they are loans that were granted by the APC federal government between 2015 to 2018 or 19 before Gombe left. They were basically shoved down the throat of all the state government. How were they? In Kukatina, what they call salary bailouts. One of federal government. They are called what they call budget support. They are called what they call their social investment programs. These were federal government APC programs that were disbursed to the state, which the state government took and distributed and used them judiciously for the state. And before the administration of Gombe left, these resources were judiciously used, most importantly, in ensuring that projects that will affect directly the life, in particularly area and infrastructure are provided. And that is why duka titunan da aka yi aka ci gaba immediately after Gombe left. They were already planned for, paid for fully, and they were just about to be executed. Yes. So this administration, I challenge this administration. They should bring one single project of Abalanga local government and show us the Susuka Soma Suka Kanisa. I challenge them, they should give me one single project, Billy local government, that this administration started and completed. I challenge Ino Yahaya to bring one single project which he started and completed in Shongom local government. I challenge Ino Yahaya to bring one single project which he initiated, started and completed in Billy local government, in Kaltugo local government. I challenge Ino Yahaya to do that in Akko. I challenge him to do that in Yamal Tudewa. I challenge him to do that in Nafara. I challenge him to do that in Duku. I challenge him to do that in Kwame. I challenge him to do that in Funakai. In fact, I challenge him to show me one single road that he initiated, he started, and he paid for, and he completed in the local government. Okay, so this is the problem. Most importantly, kamar yadda na faɗa, maganar the treasury, which will come to your own issues, since we have seen that there are nothing. Most of these projects, when he came in, he did a variation of the contracts, and we don't know what happened to the varied sums. Okay. They initiated one project in Gombe, which is the solar street light in Chikingali. Okay. The state government, not me. I remember very well. There were two sets of contracts that were granted. One was 73 kilometers. I think one is another 40-something kilometers, totaling 113 kilometers. This is what this state government said. And I remember particularly after one of the executive council's meetings, the minister, the commissioner for works, briefing, they've been procured and they have been paid for and will be completed in 3 weeks. No problem. 113 kilometers of road distance in which they are going to plant solar street lights across the state or wherever it is. Mostly I take state capital. Translate 1 kilometer. 1 kilometer of road translates into 1,000 meters. Therefore, what they gave out as contract for 113 kilometers times 1,000 is 113,000 meters. And the distance between one solar pole to another, the minimum distance is 25 meters. Okay, so there are in 1,000 meters you have like 4 poles that will be placed there in between. So in 100 meters you have 4 poles that will be placed. So if you divide 113,000 meters divided by 25 meters, it will give you like 4,520 poles. These are the only poles that have been installed across the state. If you go back to when they were procured in 2019, 2020, by going by Bureau for Public Procurement Act and the pricing they provided with the generous sums and everything for each solar panel, including the pole and the civil works, the federal government, not state government, usually award them at about 120,000 naira. So we did the math. Mukacheto, Mumbarshima, he awarded us at 200,000 naira, hoping that maybe Gombe that's equivalent, so they will get money and money will be in circulation of the state. So if you do that at 200,000 naira, the entire 4,520 posts will come to 904 million. Now, we stretch it further, Muche, okay, state government, let's add another 200,000 to become 400,000 per one. Something like about the 120. If you stretch it, it's 1.8 billion naira. This administration of Inoyaya awarded that contract at 6.9 billion. Just imagine of the outstanding pension, gratuity, and arrears. 5 billion, what would 5 billion do for that? Because I just wanted to underscore what distinguished Senator Usman Bayron said when he spoke about the what do you call it, the wall. I just wanted to show you, okay, Bali wall. I wanted to show you that how, because people kept asking me that when we flag off our campaign on the 12th of October, I made 10 promises, and one of which I said in the first 100 days, which is 3 months and 10 days, we will clear, inshallah, we intend to clear all, not half, all outstanding pensions and how are we going to achieve that? And that is why I said I will connect the fact that you need to protect our treasury to the fact that this is how I intend to do that. We will not steal a dime under our watch. I promise you that we will protect this treasury, that in Allah, that whatever resources is in the treasury will ensure that it is used for the benefit. We'll maximally use it and will get maximum benefit from it. If one contract will be awarded at 6.9 billion, meaning 5 billion have been stolen. If I set that aside in pension, arrears and gratuity, that will be my problem. I am clear. Secondly, this administration awarded the contract of an industrial park at 18 billion naira. Till today, they have paid fully, and the only thing we have seen there in Kukaji is just a wall that is being constructed. That wall alone, from the bill of quantity that we've seen, is at 1.3 billion naira. And that not a single individual from Yamal to Leba, I don't know, I'm sure there are people from Yamal to Leba, not one single individual from Yamal to Leba has benefited from that. It's their farmlands that have been taken away, by the way. And not one single laborer, Bob wanda aka dauka a wajen aka bashi aiki. In that contract alone, if you truly do the bill of quantity, you will see that over 12 billion naira have been stolen. So far, I have brought out 17 billion naira for you guys. Yes. Now, I move forward to the Berlin Wall that is being constructed. If I know, all of us know, this wall will not go for more than 350 million. I have saved another 6 billion for you guys. And this is where I intend to settle the pension, gratuity, and all because I do believe that if you must have a multiplier effect in the economy, you must make sure that the people are not hungry. You must make sure that people will be able to pay for their school children, if at all. If they must make sure that if that is needed, one is skills needed, you must make sure that the people are able to make sure that they are able to buy foodstuff and be able to meet their daily needs. Small businesses, and they can use it to support their small businesses, and small businesses are the engine room for the development of each and every state. That is the way you can measure the GDP of a state, and that is how you know that the state is moving forward or is not moving forward. Finally, not only are we going to do that, we intend to ensure that we extend, of course, in our 7 wheels agenda that we promised. Governance was the first one I spoke about. The second most important thing is the infrastructure, because it is the only one that will lay the solid foundation for the development of our state. And truly, we're not going to measure roads based on the contract sum that they do. We'll ensure that we find a very comprehensive approach to road network, to light railways, to efficient transport system, to put good power system in the state, electricity. We have dams that we will be very pragmatic about them in approaching them to make sure that they provide power to the state, and also move forward to explore our God-given natural resources. We have coal in this state, we have gas in this state, and these are the things that we can use to make sure that we provide leadership as government. Government may not be able to be the investor, but you need a very strong-willed government that is committed to its own people. We will provide the leadership to ensure that we bring serious investors that will invest in these areas and they will be able to generate power. If we are able to solve the infrastructural needs of this state, then we will have laid the solid foundation for the growth and development and industrialization of our state. And once we are able to do that, we'll be able to lead the way in ensuring that we move to the next agenda, which is the industrialization. Because once you have the infrastructure, you must be able to make sure that you industrialize the state. Industrializing the state requires this level of infrastructure that we require. And once you are able to do that, then you'll be able to attract people. We'll focus on modular cement factories. We'll focus on coal power plants. We'll focus on gas power plants, and we'll be able to make sure that we attract people to our state. The third thing that we also promise is human development. Under human development is that we must make sure that our healthcare system and our education system is fixed and is up and running. I believe, as I said, that this can be fixed to a world-class standard so long as you have a leader that is not interested in stealing money. On a month-to-month basis, this administration receives various grants from UBEC, from all other parts of the country and the world that will come to supplement whatever efforts you have in terms of human development, which is clearly education and healthcare. And you only need a serious and purposeful leader that will be able to do that. The fourth thing that we also promise is the fact that we are going to make sure that agriculture takes a forefront in terms of ensuring we revolutionize the agriculture. We have, you have seen it, those of you that are from Balanga. Gombe had tried to make sure that irrigation farming is working in Balanga local government. So this administration, that thing is there. This administration, all they do is take away farmlands of people and they allocate the farms to them. Everybody knows what has happened to the Lander farms. I just spoke about the industrial park, the Akadoka, and these are the things that are happening. Of course, the sixth one is we want to look at and focus on the rural areas, because unless our rural areas are efficient and they are working, there is an efficient water system, there is an efficient transport system, there is an efficient power system, nothing is going to work. And this is one of the things that we said we're going to focus our attention on. Finally, we'll focus our attention on urban regeneration, because even the urban centers themselves, it's not convenient and conducive for people to really live and go to work. We'll expand them and we'll make sure that they go on to be in the benefit of the people. Finally, let me just quickly round up. As I I said, you need a purposeful and pragmatic leader, and why you must do that. Why if this thing must work, a leader that will not steal money. I'll just tell you a story. I started my career almost 27 years ago as a note counter in the bank, and I grew up. Na fara ni kudi nake girgawa. Daga na aka kai ni wani daki wajen account what do you call reconciliation. Can't register lokacin manual banking, not these days. And the room was as big as this, where I started my career. And they will come in, once I come in the morning, it's next to the vault, by the way, Kato strong room. Once I come in the